Hi, welcome to your introduction to the group project. I don't know if you were expecting to have a group project for this class, and I know sometimes that can be disappointing. Um, I kind of feel that way about group projects, so I keep that in mind. And this is our opportunity to learn more about the project, how the group should function, and getting to know each other a little more. So, first, we kind of introduce ourselves, so make sure you take care of that with each other. I'm Dr. Allen. I majored in chemistry. My favorite food is pizza. Um, I'm not really into a ton of games, but I do play a few on my phone that are kind of nerdy and just help me relax and fall asleep. So, group projects. Chemistry 152 has an oral presentation component, so my seated students have to do individual presentations. But in this class, I don't think I could watch 60 videos, and I don't think each student could watch 60 videos of their classmates, so that's a little overwhelming. So if we break into groups, it kind of gives us a small group to interact with in this online class, so kind of a resource that you can go and ask questions and kind of relate to, in addition to working on the project together. It's the same presentation that my individual students do. We just have, anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4, and mostly 5 students in most groups working together to create that video. In more recent years, I have added a few more activities to help build the group dynamics. Otherwise, you touch base for the rough draft in a couple months, and then you touch base again in a couple months for the video, and everybody's relearning teams and how to interact each time they touch base. So I have added a couple more things. So I am going to go to Teams. You'll go to your team for the class, and then you have a group channel. I have a lot of group channels, but you will have your specific group channel that you are assigned to. And at the top, you'll see a message that should be pinned and that you can always refer to. So by this point, or if you were not able to sign up for a meeting, you're watching this video, groups sign up for a meeting with me and they select a topic at these links. And during a regular semester, the dates will be filled in. So right now I'm making this sort of a generic semester video, so I don't have the dates entered here. So be sure to check those for your current semester. The first thing you start with is meetings with me and picking the topic. And then I have incorporated exam reviews because I think that would be very useful for an online class. I never used to do exam reviews for any of my students other than just giving a list of important topics. But this gives you a chance to go in and practice, work together, help each other understand it. The first one is extra credit because it's at the beginning of the semester and everybody's still learning how to get to teams and communicate, but it's still available for you to work on. Um, the exam reviews are required for exam 2 and exam 3. So groups have to work together. You can either stop and meet and record a video during a meeting and you all work through the questions and help each other. I usually find that that's really effective for groups, but obviously that is not something everyone can do. You can also sort of work asynchronously, upload scans in your chat in the posts area of your channel and compare answers and ask questions. It's just a lot harder to keep it organized, but again, it's still possible. Um, the final exam does not have a required review. It's totally optional practice exam that's put on Blackboard. No extra credit. It's at the end of the semester. There's a lot going on, so everybody can just kind of work on that as needed. I think it's a timed exam just in Blackboard, but it doesn't count for anything. All right, so back to the project. You will have an outline and rough draft due probably mid-semester, mid to 75% of the semester, depending on which semester it is. And then towards the end of the semester, either just before the final exam or just after the final exam, you'll have a video presentation that's due, and that's the primary group project. So this table will be in your channel that you can always refer to. And at the top, you have two tabs. The Posts tab, where all your chats and posts are, and then you have a Files tab. And in your Files tab, you have a rubric and an outline. So what those look like, the rubric, you can go in here and read. I'm looking for collaboration. If you speak to each other or kind of work together during the video, it makes it really great. You introduce yourselves, give me your name so that I know who's present in the video. You can pass it on. So now so-and-so is going to present this or talk about this. It really makes for a nice presentation and makes it look like it's very well planned. Chemistry content, the overall goal is to take an everyday topic or an interesting topic and explain some of the chemistry that students would recognize. So something you've learned in Chem 151 or Chem 152 that would help make this topic make sense and help students appreciate what they've learned in the classes. I'm looking at how you format your chemistry examples, subscripts, superscripts, reactions. I want to see that. A bibliography is required during the presentation. You need a minimum of 5 scholarly sources, and you'll use some sort of visual aid like PowerPoint or Google Slides to present the information. And then once you post the video in the discussion board or whatever method we're using to collect the videos, there'll be some sort of community interaction. So each group member will need to go out and look at videos of other group members and interact with those groups. Then we have like your overall normal stuff, organization. When you're presenting, your face should show in a video. Delivery, make sure you're prepared and you feel comfortable talking about the information you're presenting. The normal grammar, spelling, formatting kind of stuff. The video should be good quality, no visibility or sound issues. Make sure we can see and read everything within the video quality. And then once you record the video, you're gonna put it somewhere where you can share the link. So make sure that access works. The whole permissions thing is always an issue now. So make sure your classmates as well as me will be able to open the link. And the video's between 5 and 10 minutes long. That can sometimes be a challenge with 5 people in a group. So make sure you're using your time efficiently and not going over the 10 minutes. And then hopefully you'll submit it on time. So that is the rubric. I'm going to point out some trouble spots. Here is one area where students tend to lose the most points. For the bibliography, it's because it just gets left out. Students do it for the rough draft, but forget to include it in the slides and talk about it. And it's usually the last slide, so sometimes students forget to show that last slide, and that's means you lose all those points. And that's kind of a sad loss of points because you probably have the bibliography. So try to remember that. PowerPoint, the visual aid is the next place I look at. No paragraphs, no full sentences. You want bullet points. And you want the font size to be large, and you want to use a lot of graphics. Make it very visually appealing. Try to find graphics that help explain what's going on. Also, and I said you want the font sizes to be big. The default sizes in PowerPoint and Google Slides are too small. It's like normal typing text, but you want presentation text. So for a basic font like Arial, that would be size 24 point font. All right, and then contrast. So you wouldn't want to put like a yellow letters on an orange background because that would be hard to read. The other place is the delivery, and it's not because the delivery is bad. It's just because it sounds like it's being read because in this virtual environment, it's very easy to type up our notes of what we want to say. But then when we read them, it's pretty obvious. It sounds like you're reading them. So make sure you practice and feel comfortable presenting the information. So that is the rubric. The next item is this outline. So let me show you. This is your copy. You will go in here and you will fill it out, and I will go here to access it and grade it. All right, so it's just a document. You fill out your presentation topic, your group number. Here you enter all the student names and what responsibilities there are for each student, and that is up to the group. It's going to depend on how you all work and what your topic is. Maybe everyone is assigned to find at least 2 scholarly sources or 1 scholarly source. Maybe your topic has different subcategories, and this person is responsible for making a slide for this, and this one's students responsible for making a slide for this other thing. Maybe somebody's really good at putting together a nice PowerPoint so they can take everybody's individual slides and kind of merge them together into a pretty smooth presentation where all the colors and everything flow really well. Maybe somebody's good at video editing. This is where you decide who's going to do what, and it helps you to hold each other accountable. And if it's been a while and you don't remember what you were supposed to do or what you said you were going to do, you can go back and check here. You'll enter your bibliography here. You need at least 5 scholarly sources. By the time you get here, you can always have more. And then you're going to describe the chemistry that you're going to be talking about or explaining in your presentation. What are you going to use to make your presentation interesting? You don't want it to be boring. And then your evidence of working together and collaboration should be obvious. Usually I can just look through the group channel and see all the chats and posts and see who's participating. If there's some other way that you need to share with me, make sure that you enter that here. Your rough draft of the PowerPoint where I can start checking your colors and fonts and how much text you're using. You'll submit the link. Again, make sure the link has a permission for me to open it at this time. And then you will, in advance, start talking about how you're going to record this presentation and how you're going to share the link of the video, because it's going to be just a link posted to a discussion board. Are you going to use Google Drive, OneDrive, YouTube? For recording, are you going to do a Zoom meeting, Teams meeting, or you can do individual cell phone videos and somebody's really awesome at editing them together? Plan it in advance so it's not something you're doing at the last minute. So this document is the one that's usually due mid-semester. And again, check your dates for the current semester. All right, so again, that's under files. These are your files. And within Teams, you can add group files. So you can choose to add a PowerPoint presentation right here that everyone owns and has access to. Or maybe someone is setting up Google Slides. You can add a link and go ahead and share the link so that everyone can access it. Or even if you just put stuff in your posts and attach it here, you can do it that way. So please make sure you let me know if you have any questions. You can @tag me here. @tags are really important. So if you want to tag your whole group, you can say and then the name of the channel. And that kind of gives an enhanced notification to make sure it reaches out to the people that are in the channel, versus if you just put a post there, somebody might have to remember to come and check to see if there's been any activity. So again, welcome to Chemistry 151. You can find me and my office hours here on Teams. Just schedule a meeting with me and I'm happy to work with you, or email me or send a private chat through Teams. I'll find it and try to get back to you as quickly as I can. Good luck.